Buenas noches a todos. Welcome back to Tom Plays EUIV Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We are back with Spain and we are just gearing up to attack Portugal once again. So we're prepared for a double assault, this time on the mainland and on South Africa. Unfortunately, because of the lack of manpower, I haven't been able to replenish our troops down in this area of the world much, so I don't think we're going to be able to do a great deal down here. I suppose at the same time, do we really want to wait too long? 1772. And if nothing else, we can certainly quite easily take these two bits of land. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we should just go ahead. So apparently they're still allied to the Papal State as before. So we're going to have to rely on our... Austria likes us slightly better. Rely on our junior partners to take them down, which isn't a problem. Half wondering if I ought to make a claim on Avignon, actually. I don't really like making claims on the Papal State. You know, loyal Catholic and all that. That's cool. I think I'll leave them. Right, so we definitely want to take as much of this as possible, so I'm actually going to try to take Lisboa, which is their capital, but I'm actually intending to take the entire thing. So, yeah, let's do it. That's a nice easy one. Just finish this off. Okay, so what else do we have? We have a single troop in Gran Canaria. So if they don't have any troops at all, we can just move across to Tenerife and take that. We have some deliberately designed to attack troops in South Africa, so they can start taking land. We have a now ridiculously powerful navy, so we really should have had them in place at the beginning. But we can at least get them in place now. Nothing else in the Americas. Portugal doesn't exist there anymore. These are all transport ships, but we can start taking some Portuguese islands. Just see how we get on. I don't know what armies, if any, Portugal is fielding in this area. I wonder if the transport ships as well. Don't really need them, and there's a danger they might run into Portuguese ships, but I haven't seen any. So, okay, let's do some improved relations just while we're here. Right, so the colonial nations shouldn't have a huge amount to do apart from Tierra Austral, but on the other hand, if we're lucky, they might take that as a cue to go to some other locations nearby. Right, I'm just going to move along here and start taking these navies down. Still counting on junior partners to take down the Papal State. Keep moving across Africa. I do want to take as many African nations as I can. Alright, I didn't actually realise this was two different The lands. Oh, sea we can't get across because their boats keep coming. Right, fair enough. Can't be helped, I suppose. So we've got to take them down. So, nice easy victory there. Just bring my boat across here. Forget it, let's go there. Yep, not too worried. I'd completely forgotten about Portuguese Japan. Maybe look at taking that as well. Doesn't matter that much as long as we can get enough things from them. How's this going? 12th of October, nearly there. Cool. Right, we'll join together and we'll decide what to take next. I mean, this would be a good area. Quite a lot of land here, so if Portugal isn't defending it, it might be a good place. Portuguese Japan would also be good, of course. Okay, it looks like they've actually got an army there. But it also looks like they're being kept there by Tierra Austral, so hopefully that army is stuck and we can just avoid it. And we have. Okay, Papal State is there, but on the other hand I've got a Portuguese ship here and they're going to be forced out. So I would quite like to take advantage of that if possible. Is that another Portuguese army? Grief, it's more than I thought. I'm really hoping the Australians are off to taking down this ship, whatever it is. Should I come along and help, maybe? I'm not hurt, I've still got my people aboard, but should be quite an easy victory if we join in. And it'd be worth it just to have Tierra Austral still wandering around, making it hard for the Portuguese to move their army around. Oh no, looks like we weren't needed. Okay. Okay, well in that case, let us head down here. Fairly sure we've taken another province in Africa now. Which is here. Also being helped by Castile and Brazil, which is good. Always use the assistance. So yeah, we're never going to get all their islands, they've got loads. Thinking if we can just take the ones we can immediately get at and get a good enough war score to take what we need. Main thing has to be the mainland this time. I want to fulfill that mission, but I would like to take as much of South Africa as we possibly can. Alongside it. to see France is getting beaten up by Congo? Oh, maybe not. Oh well, never mind. This is taking a while. Ninth of May. Unfortunately, so much of Portugal is now not in what I would think of as Portugal. But I don't think we're getting that much war score for crushing them. Which makes things a little difficult. I'd really love it if the... Oh, actually part of this is going to be down to the Papal State, isn't it? Let's move our ships up there. Make life a little harder for them. I completely forgot about the Papal State, that's probably part of the problem. Fighting back with a vengeance, as they always do. Oh, here we go. Right, forget it. I'm going to get a new general and let's take the fight to them. Still invest in the naval force. Seriously, how many ships do I have to make before you accept that I am not giving up on the naval force? I'm definitely trying to go for naval superiority here. In fact, let's make a bunch of extra three-deckers in this area just to underscore that, shall we? Okay, brilliant. Join these together. So I'm not at all happy that it looks like the Papal State is actually winning, which is pretty amazing considering what they're up against. I know we don't have Prussia with us, but I would have thought Poland, Bohemia, Austria and Naples together were enough to take the Papal State down. It's apparently not. So fine then. You rest for a bit. Skirt, okay, that's good. I will send another colonist. Colonisation will be finished before you know it. Let's put the spy network in France. Ooh, let's have a look. Local fortifications for Gamon. Or, well, to be honest, we don't really gain much. And I prefer +3 advisors now, so... Now where might you be going? You look like a fairly formidable army. I'm very much curious as to where you think you're heading off to. Let's wait for the padlock again. Okay, apparently waited slightly too long and they're somehow able to escape us. Better manoeuvre maybe? nothing else, while you're running away from me, you are not fighting. So hopefully my allies can take down your country. Alright, let's do it immediately when the padlock appears this time. Oh, got another province done. Wonderful. Okay. How are we doing here? Everyone taken. Good. So they've got us there because they've got a superior army, which I wasn't able to do anything about. Pirates, by the look of it. Oh, brilliant. Oh, top marks the Spanish La Plata. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go take a castle. See if we can finish the Papal State off. I'm a bit fed up of them joining in with Portugal all the time. Mind you, I don't really want to fight them, do I? So maybe I should just play nice and make peace relatively quickly. I just kind of think maybe I should actually take something from them this time. Okay, enhanced diplomatic reputation. That's good. Not complaining. What have we offered us? A huge pile of money. Not sure that's going to cut it this time. You really need to stop joining in with Portugal. After all, I may need to attack them again. And I'm getting a bit fed up of the way you keep joining in with them. Well, yes, that's not good. Let's have another royal marriage, obviously. As soon as we get a diplomat. Our one troop wasn't enough for Gran Canaria, which is very unfortunate. Oh, Inquisition. Cheaper missionary maintenance when they're doing stuff. Yep, expand colonial borders. Okay, how's that one doing? Well, it's not in great shape. What can we actually get from Rome? Oh, we don't have any diplomats yet. Fine then. Fine, I guess I will just keep crushing them. Are we still okay with South Africa? We are. And that has happened there as of yet. Enormous navy is still looking good, albeit slightly injured, so maybe I should actually, you know, give him a chance to rest. Okay. It's got 50% war score with the Papal State. Which is fine. Work out where all the diplomats have gone. I think we're just doing the colonial nations, so hopefully they'll be finished before too long. Not quite the last one. Still a few more colonies to go, potentially. Oh, good grief, have we got Portugal attacking here now as well? It's a minor nuisance. Okay, maybe we should just pull out our diplomat from Castilian Brazil. I should think about making peace with the Papal State. Ooh, what are they offering? Not enough, I don't think. I want to see what we can actually get from them before accepting just money. That's a suggested demand. Right, they won't become a vassal. They might transfer trade power. We can get them to end treaties with people. We can get them to release some other states. We can also get them to cede some states. Right, there's no point ceding that to Spain, is there? But we could at least take Avignon. So if we suggest demands anyway, and then we get them to cede that. Right, assuming we made some moves on Savoy. Nope, they're not happy about that either. Okay, so with that in mind, how about you maybe release some provinces? You can release Urbino. Nope, they won't accept that either. Okay, fine. I'll just accept the one province. Which puts us at 56% with Portugal. So what does that get us, I wonder? And should I turn my colonists around to attack the Portuguese army here? Could I even defeat them with a single colonist? You know, if I give them a good enough general. Try it. Morale of armies. That'll do. Okay, well, you carry on trying to attack them, and I will there. Going to move this across. Oh yeah, it's one of the 3 deckers, isn't it? That's good. Extra power is always appreciated. Oh good. Let's get this done with. See, they've managed to magic up a general. All of a sudden. Okay, so we head onto that ship. Who's this? This is now the Papal controller. I would be utterly terrified, only really not. Legitimacy. A bit low on legitimacy. Something must be done. I'm going and a tea party. Great. Welcome to Boston. There we go. Unfortunately, it hasn't destroyed their army, but we can start taking that land back from them. And then move back over here. Take Sumba. I wonder if I'm actually going to get much further here, to be fair. Now we've got a diplomat, let's just see what Portugal would be willing to give us. Can we at least get the mainland? Right, so that's their suggested demands. Right, not very interested in money. So let's clear them and let's see what we can get instead. So right, that should be what we mainly need. How much of South Africa can we get from them? Especially I'd like access to France. Right, so they won't give us absolutely everything, but they'll give us most of it. Tell you what then, seeing as there's Portuguese peasants there, why don't you keep that one? Have fun. Okay, so what's that given us? It's given us Recover Portugal. And also Unite Home Region. So I believe the only ones we still haven't completed are these, which are actually to do with Britain now. So we have a ton of calls we need to make. And that's fine. Okay, brilliant. So that's a 3-decker. It should be there. So yeah, that's interesting because probably our next target should be Great Britain. We've stomped France fairly effectively. It would be interesting what would happen. I mean, Britain in a lot of ways is isolated just to the British Isles. I see they managed to take Iceland from Norway. So if our navy is only powerful enough, which it may be, depending, we actually could finish our mission tree once and for all, which would be good. And it's not the end of the game, obviously, but it's, I think I said at the beginning, it's a reasonable aim, if you like, certainly when you're playing as a beginner, to try to fulfill the mission tree, and usually it's not that easy to do. We seem to have done unusually well in this game. Ooh, actually that could be a problem. Is that the one that I had to pull the colonists out of? The army out of, I mean. It was. Of course it was. Why would it be anything else? Typical. I won't be able to get there before it's damaged now as well. Yes, yes. Oh, maybe we will. Cool. Okay, a liege has insulted us. Not sure we'll be able to attack them. I don't know who is currently the emperor. I suppose if it's still Silesia, we might be able to get away with it. France would join in though. So out of interest, who would join in if we were attacking Britain? Oh, they've got a papal state, have they? Ah, papal states are really going to have to watch themselves. That's Savoy. All tied up with France. Right, fine. Can I fabricate claims on Britain? Looks like I might be able to, so let's build a spy network just in case. How about France? Right, we could fabricate claims on France, but we're still building the network for the time being. That looks hopeful. So we're building spy networks for Britain and France. Maybe we can decide whom to attack based on which spy network does better, I suppose. So France has the advantage that it would allow us to connect up our European holdings. Britain has the advantage that it would allow us to take a massive colony and probably fulfill our missions. What are you doing there? Oh, you're from here, aren't you? Apologies. I'd completely forgotten. So yeah, going to be a bit of an aftermath from taking Portugal, I suppose. What happens? That's our heir. Our heir has died. We've got a new heir, which is fine. But I think we lost some stability just because. Okay, that colony is finished, which is great. What other colonies can we do? We can do a colony here. So I'll just bring you along to protect it as it's built. So we're very lucky we might be able to do a colony there as well. And then it'll just be a question of being in conflict with the other Asian nations. So that's not bad. Spanish East Iberia, looking pretty good there. Yeah, definitely leaning towards Britain, I have to say. It's mainly this we need, British Mexico. All the central stuff, I think that's what our missions are connected to. Maybe getting this would be a good idea, just in case. As much as I don't like these bits much, and I'd like to make Florida bigger. Yeah, we'll see. We'll just have to see. What I'm thinking is that Britain probably isn't that powerful. So it might even be an easier option than France. Certainly an easier option than France was when we first started fighting them. Okay, we lost our claims on Morocco, which is fine. I don't think we really need them. What I mostly need is to start gaining manpower again. Not quite the plan, which is fine. I can live with that. Had to sailors too. Did we remember to pull our troops out of these lands down here? Actually, no, our ships are still. Right. That's not going to help with the sailors, is it? Right, fine. Not a problem. I might finally be able to take the rest of Cuba as well. After all this time. Right, so we cannot basically have a powerful enough navy where Britain is concerned. Yeah. Okay, maybe not. Maybe let's do that. Okay. They're fine now, aren't they? Good. Unfortunately, we can't get directly across to Britain, I don't think. Do better if we had these provinces. So yeah, that'll be interesting. What fabrications can we even make? Can we make any on the mainland? Oh, interesting. Right, so what are we looking at? Haven't had one of these before. So this is basically two other colonial nations are annoyed at each other because they both think they have a right to a province. So what is the province? Cayenne. Where is Cayenne? Oh, it's this one. So Castilian Brazil has it at the moment, but New Granada thinks it should have it. I think Castilian Brazil should have it. Big apologies to New Granada. I will endeavour to improve relations with you. And also probably with you, to be fair. I'm just wondering if the fabrications we make are going to end up being these two. We'll see. If we've got an excuse to go to war with them, that's something. I'm not even sure if we need one. We can probably just use imperialism at this stage in the game. But making progress on coring things, which is good. Okay. Stop right there. Portuguese separatists in Lisboa, and we've lost our royal marriage of Prussia again. Right, who is your general? In Ulrike. Right, I'm going to steal your general. You can go to back them up, but we need to deal with this. We also have too much diplomatic power. So anything useful we can use diplomatic power for. Just eyeing up this government bit. There are two more cultures we could promote. So if we promote Berber and Algerian, so that uses some of our excess diplomatic power and also makes us less likely to have uprisings, which I think is worthwhile, at least. Separatists, and also change of culture, which I think is also a diplomacy thing. There. Certainly don't have too much diplomatic power now, do we? Actually, looking at them, might even be able to do some harsh treatment because we're getting a bit high on military power. So yeah, give us a bit longer to change the culture, I guess. Is there a castle in Lisboa, or is that just because it was a capital city? That's good. We should probably just check that it is a top level castle, which it isn't, so let's upgrade it. Ditto for this one. I think the others are fine. building one there. Then again, we might not need one. It looks like France are getting torn apart a bit. Congolese separatists, excellent. Always happy to have a somewhat weakened France. Right, what can we fabricate claims on? Yeah, none of these areas are part of mainland Britain. That'll be interesting. I think we can do Havana, which would at least be fairly interesting. But yeah, that's not very useful. So I think we will probably be making war on them without bothering. However, I really could do with getting to the point where we've got some spare manpower and ships and things. Manpower and sailors. Relations +1, probably don't need that. He can serve God, gives us more papal influence. An aggressive expansion impact could be useful. That's right, I'll go for the papal influence. Alright, so we can't do that one yet, and we don't have many others left to choose from. I think it was this one that we finished. So we go there. We are finally going to run out of uses for colonists. Very shortly. So in the when you have DLCs, colonists can actually do things other than just make colonies. They can improve existing districts as well. But as it is, we are going to be stuck with just basically having no use for them. That's good. So Coimbra. Just wondering if there are any of these that we can easily take. Zuna, Kerries. Yeah, let's give that a go. Let's see if we can take these two down. Not intending to do anything myself. Good to see we're gaining some sailors back though. Okay, I think you can go there. Second to last colony. Oh, still this one, isn't there? Which still no one's taken. Amazing. Oh well. Worry about that later. For now, I'm hoping our colonial nations will absolutely swamp these guys, and we can add them to the colonial nations, making them a little more powerful. And it looks like we are full up on military power again. I really need another military idea. Not to worry, I'm just going to make Toledo even more developed. So yeah, normally like you would think more carefully about who to develop and things like that, but I'm just trying to keep things basic, so I don't want to go into it in big detail. Okay, 100%. That sounds good. Nope. That's interesting. Apparently we can't actually annex the entire thing. Oh well, do it next time. There you go. Right, but that should make them both more powerful for when they are fighting Britain. Which I'm hoping won't be too far away. So we don't have any manpower back, but we're getting some ships back. Some sailors. Tomsk is done. I can't actually send a colonist there, so for the first time in ages... Oh no, hang on. Completely forgetting we've got this colony. So I can send someone here. I'm going to need to ask Manchu for military access in order to get to it though. Which is fine. I think we can probably afford to have military access for loads of people at the moment. Should I not be able to get through there? Yeah, Manchu, not military access. Still can't call Lisboa. Oh, because we're building a fortress. Oh, that's just weird. There we go. I must have hit the wrong button last time. Right, so you head there for this colony. And yeah, nearly there. Very nearly there. I think we are almost in a position to attack Britain, because we probably don't need to use all of our troops. No, I think this one's better on the whole. I might give them the other one. Yeah. It's not bad. Find that they end up landing, of course, so you have to be ready for that. Actually, why don't we get an admiral? Don't normally bother with admirals, but under the circumstances, it would probably be worth it. Right, so great, probably going to attack Great Britain next time. I will see you then.